Thank you for coming to my channel. Today we're gonna make rice with milk as a dessert. In Spanish we call it arroz con leche. Once again, thank you for coming to my channel. Don't forget to like or subscribe. Thank you. Hi and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna do a rice and milk dessert. In Spanish we call it arroz con leche. So the ingredients you're gonna need, we have about 6 cups of water in the pot. We have 2 cups of rice. We have 1 stick of cinnamon, half a cup of raisins, 1 cup of sugar, and 2 evaporated milk cans. That's all you need for this recipe. And we're gonna get started. The first thing we're gonna do is put the pot with the 6 cups of water in the stove to cook, and we're gonna add our cinnamon stick and we're gonna go from there. So now we put our pot in the oven with about 6 cups of water, and now we're gonna put the stick of cinnamon and we're gonna turn on our stove and we're gonna put it at medium high. So there, we're gonna let it get warm, and once it starts to get a little bit boiling a little bit with the cinnamon, then we'll add our rice. So now our water's been boiling for 5 minutes, been cooking for 5 minutes. So now that it's boiling with the cinnamon stick, we're gonna add the rice. So it's 2 cups of rice. We're gonna move it around. And now we're gonna cover it and cook it for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna come and check on it. I'm gonna cover it. And we'll come back and check on it. It's on medium high. One thing I forgot to say, if you cover it, it's gonna spill because it goes up, it starts boiling too much, and that will spill. So you will have to cover it, but let it breathe, and that way your rice won't spill. So now we waited, and now we're gonna check on our rice. So see, now you see our rice, and see it's nice and soft and it expanded. So now I remove the cinnamon stick because that already took what it was gonna take from it when it was boiling in the water. So we don't need this because it starts to break down and you have a bunch of pieces of cinnamon now in here. So we're gonna take it off. And now that we took off the cinnamon sticks, we're gonna add our milk. So I like it creamy, so I like to add 2 cans of evaporated milk. So each can has so it's about 1.5 cups of milk. So we're adding about 3 cups of milk. So it's evaporated milk. So now we're gonna let it cook, and it's gonna get this thick. It's gonna get a little thicker than what it is, and it tastes delicious. And I think we're gonna add our sugar. So I'm adding 1 cup of sugar because this is a dessert. Now we're gonna let it simmer. There's another piece of cinnamon somewhere. Oh, I'll wait to take it out once it comes back up. So we're gonna let it simmer for about, here it is, for about 5 minutes. But now, because we already put the condensed milk, we're gonna bring down the heat to low so it could simmer. And you'll see the consistency is gonna get thicker than this, but it tastes so good. I'm gonna let the sugar and the milk You're gonna marry the rice and it's gonna be delicious. And we're gonna cover it, but let it breathe a little bit so it won't expand and come out of your pot. So we'll come back and check on it after another 5 minutes. So see, now it's already simmering with the milk. So I'm gonna add some raisins to it. It's optional. Some people add raisins to it, some people don't. But see, it's I mean, you could already tell it's like a delicious texture it is. It's creamy, the rice is soft, and it tastes so good. Especially on those cold days, like right now we're in December and it's cold outside. You could eat it as a dessert, or you could just eat it like that because it's comforting. I love it, this arroz con leche or rice with milk. Love it. So we're gonna let it simmer for another 3 minutes so we can let our raisins pump, and it's gonna be delicious. You can already see how beautiful it is. But this right now, one thing, once it's it already has the milk, you have to stir it a little bit more often, because if not, it could get stuck to the bottom. And just remember that I have it on low. It's not medium. It's on actually on low. It's not number 3, number 2. It's actually on low, because if it's any higher than that, it's gonna get stuck to the bottom of your pot. So see, we're almost done. We're gonna just wait a couple of minutes. So there it is. Our rice with milk is ready. It has some raisins and sugar, and it's ready to serve. It's like a hot porridge. It's delicious. So I'm gonna serve it. See how nice and fluffy the rice is? And I like the milk because it's so creamy with raisins. See, and there it is. Our dessert, arroz con leche, we call it in Spanish. And then I like to top it off with a little bit of cinnamon on top, cinnamon powder, just a little bit, and a couple of cranberries. Just a little bit of cranberries on top. And this is it. This is our rice with milk dessert that we eat. And like I say, it's a dessert. It's delicious. Then the raisins that cooked in the rice, they're nice and soft. They've been cooking with the rice. And it's a little bit hot, but we're gonna wait for a little bit to taste it. So I waited about a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes. Now we're gonna taste it because it's too hot. So just remember, as soon as you turn it off, I wouldn't suggest to start eating it because it's hot. So you need to let it sit for about 3 minutes so it could cool off a little. And now we're gonna taste it. Delicious. It's not too sweet. It has enough sugar. And then when you eat your raisins in there, it gives it, of course, a little bit more sweet because the raisins have natural sugar. And then the cinnamon gives it a little kick to it, but it's delicious. Don't be afraid of making it. It doesn't take a long time. It took us about 25 minutes to make it, and it's delicious. Like I said, it's a nice, warm, homemade dessert that you could always feed your family, and it's delicious. Mm. You can eat it with a couple of cookies on the side or just like that. Some people like to eat it with a piece of Mexican bread on the side. But to me, it's perfect just the way it is. And it's really good warm, but some people even put it in the refrigerator and eat it cold. Like a pudding, like a cold pudding. And it tastes delicious either way. I like it both ways. So this is my recipe for rice with evaporated milk with raisins and sugar. It's a family recipe that we've been eating since we were little. And thank you for coming to my channel once again. I appreciate all your comments, any questions, and don't forget to like or subscribe if you like my recipes. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to my channel once again. Bye.